Breakfast with Bridgett here on this Monday, August 19th on News 6 Plus and ClickOrlando.com. I'm your host, Bridgett Ellison. Hope you had a great weekend and enjoyed that weather out there. And, you know, we're back to normal this week with our summertime pattern. So we're going to check in with Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos in just a second. Today, we have a live interview from Apopka with Apopka's Dog Mayor, now in their second term. So you'll get to meet Asher and his owner coming up next and find out more about the great work that they're doing to help out the animal rescues in the area through that program. So that's a really great interview. Can't wait for you to meet Asher. So cute, such a happy face. So stay tuned for that. But first, we'll head over to the Pinpoint Weather Center with Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. And Candace, you know, the weekend, just as predicted, you know, you promised us that it would feel like what the number was on that forecast. So, you know, we got to get back to normal, though.
We do. It was funny because we were driving to the beach to go visit my family, and we rolled down the windows Friday night, and it was like, oh, this is nice. This is really nice. So it was a nice little break, certainly, especially for the weekend. So a lot of people hopefully were able to enjoy the outdoors just a little bit. But then as we head into the rest of the week, we were watching another cold front, but this one doesn't have that big punch of dry air that the last one did, primarily because Ernesto is not spinning so close. That was also kind of inducing that dry air from spilling into Central Florida. So we don't have all those factors this time around. Unfortunately, this front's almost going to overstay its welcome this week. And as that front kind of falls into Central Florida, it's going to kind of just turn stationary, lift a bit, bring some moisture in, keep things pretty unsettled, keeping things pretty soupy in the forecast for the next couple of days. So don't worry, we are right back to our summer trend for the next few days. So let's take it to the map, show you what's going on. We are heating up for your Monday, highs back into those mid 90s. Few spotty storms will be in the forecast, but then those rain chances again continuing to tick upwards throughout the rest of the week. Now, by the way, we are still tracking Hurricane Ernesto. It's now in the northern Atlantic, could actually maintain Category 1 storm as it kind of skirts Newfoundland, possibly as a tropical system somewhere near London later on this week. So it's certainly making it's doing some summer travel, right? Last minute summer travel Ernesto is doing. Today's setup, you can see we are watching that cold front. You can see that moisture ahead of that front, but I kept the water vapor imagery overlay on top of that. So you can see that we still have a little bit of dry air in place. So our rain chances aren't going to be crazy high today compared to what they will be later on this week. So let me show you here. This is our clouds and rain forecast. You can see there goes that front up in Gainesville by this afternoon. You'd think, hey, that cold front's coming through. We're going to start drying things out again. Not the case. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. That sea breeze collision will be happening along I-4 and areas to the east. But then that cold front kind of fizzles out a little bit, brings us a little more rain in the forecast come Tuesday afternoon. But let me widen out the view here and kind of show you where that front's going to be by Tuesday. It's still kind of just lingering over Florida. And then it almost turns stationary, lifting back as a warm front. We'll have an area of low pressure develop along it, bringing with it those surges of moisture. You see it all of a sudden the state turns yellow again, and the reds and the yellows and the reds and the yellows, indicating that surge in moisture content in our atmosphere. So come Thursday and Friday, we're still going to have this system overhead. So again, it is certainly going to be overstaying its welcome throughout the rest of the week. Highs today will be in those mid 90s, rain chances as you saw there. Really about 40% favoring I-4 and towards our beaches. But don't forget to look up later on tonight. We have a blue supermoon. This is going to be the first of 4 supermoons that we're going to see. There's actually consecutive 4. One tonight, then another one in September, October, and November. And basically supermoons, they're just a little bit closer to Earth, so it makes it look bigger, it makes it look brighter, even though it's technically not bigger. It's certainly going to brighten up the night sky pretty nicely. Later on tonight, it will look almost full, at least until about Wednesday. So if you have the opportunity to snap a few photos, don't forget, we'd love to see them. We'd love you to pin it for us as well. And as we get results here, the full 7-day forecast, a couple scattered showers can't be ruled out tonight, especially across our northern zones because of where that front will be. But you can see pretty much a decent chance for rain, scattered rain and thunderstorms in the forecast really towards the end of the week and into the weekend. At least a little more rain, a little more cloud cover will at least keep temperatures back to normal into those low 90s. Bridgett.
Okay, and so we're also looking at sort of those afternoon pickup delays and sort of the weather plan adjustment with those.
Well, today the rain and storms looks to be favoring just after 3 o'clock. So unless you have more like after school sports and things like that, that's all really starting to kick up into high gear already this year. You might have some practice delays and things like that, but I think for the most part, carpools before 3 o'clock should be good to go.
Okay, that sounds good. And so
Yeah.
with the moon, I'm just curious, and it probably varies, of course, on location. But the
Mhm.
moon rise, or that illusion of the moon rise, when does that typically hit? Or is it?
The moon will be technically the fullest around 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Oh,
So kind of
okay.
hard to see it. We got the
Right,
rain, we
right,
got the
right.
clouds, we got the sun. But the closest full moon we'll be able to visually see will be towards sunset tonight.
Okay, around sunset. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Very cool. So,
Technically, the full moon actually hits like 2:30 or 2:40 in the afternoon, but
yeah,
you know, give
right.
or
And
take a
like
few
you said,
hours.
to the naked eye, at this point, it's like really hard to tell. But that's the exact pinpoint moment.
Exactly.
All right, so
Exactly. Exactly.
we'll enjoy the nightlight on those morning drives. All right, thanks, Candace. So we want to get a check of your traffic, and Trooper Steve is over there as well in the traffic center next to the Pinpoint Weather Center. And happy Monday, Trooper Steve. You're on mute. Oh, you're good now. Wait. No. There we
There
go.
we go.
There you are.
That was on me. Sorry.
It's fine. You have to mute it so there's no
It's all,
feedback.
yeah, the feedback gets loud, gets crazy. So no, it is definitely Monday. Pretty chill to start our day. Most of the
Mm-hmm.
stuff that we kind of got going kind of slowed down. I tell you what, before we get to this, did you know Claremont, the city of Claremont, has an amazing farmers market? You
I
would think
have
I
heard
work for
about
them.
it. I have heard about it. I got to make my
My
way. Mm-hmm.
I was impressed. I got invited out for lunch yesterday to a buddy of mine. He's a corporal with Orange County SO. His wife's a lieutenant, and they're like, "Hey, come on out for breakfast with us." So I went out there, got there a little early, enjoyed that weather, just by myself, just
Mm-hmm.
walked around.
But next time you'll bring the
Probably
whole
people look.
family, right?
There were so many dogs. Now I barely see my wife anymore, but she's in Seattle right now. But the dogs would have had a great time. I'm telling. There were dogs everywhere. It was cheap. Anything you're looking for. It was close to the lake. My gosh, Claremont's got it going on. I'll be back out there again soon. So
Yeah, and a
yeah, I
good
would
weekend for a
encourage you to check
farmer's
that out.
market. Yeah.
I think your kids would love it.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to get out there. I know I talked to Michelle Morgan about it, and she was raving about it. So I need to pick a good weekend now that, school started. It'd be a fun thing to do.
Yeah, so let's check on those roads right now. DOT cam showing we are so slow right now over in I-4 in Champions Gate area, which would be State Road 532. What you're seeing on the left side of your screen, that's the eastbound traffic coming in from Polk County. This is the hour that if you wanted to leave town and head west, this is the time to do it. But if you're coming in this morning, just please watch out because those delays are there and they stretch rather far to include anything connecting out there. So 27, Osceola Polk Line Road, even Ronald Reagan Parkway, Poinciana Parkway as you're connecting out there. No crashes down in Kissimmee, which is good, but this is not a sight to see. Pleasant Hill, you're backed up probably 6 miles right now northbound as you approach Orange Blossom Trail into the community, I say, of Campbell City. It's no longer incorporated area. I don't know why that stuff's even on the map sometimes. But we jump over here. We did have a serious crash off of Pine Hills northbound over by Londonderry Boulevard. So please be careful. This is going to be north of Silver Star. Units are already on scene. And some good news, an earlier crash out in what I like to say the worst intersection in Orange County in the morning, Lee Road eastbound at I-4. 2 left lanes out there. Your left lane was blocked. This is now clear. So anybody traveling westbound along I-4 exiting at Lee Road, do me a favor, and everyone else who wants to drive with some sort of sanity, please, when the light turns red, stay out of the intersection out there because you guys back that up more than anything. Out here in Seminole Volusia line, those westbound delays there, but for the most part, early, all the crashes that we did chat about have been cleared. Your drive times are about average this morning, 417 to downtown, 27 minutes. Now, results 1 is getting worked on today, so you'll have a pre-recorded over at 8:30, no live today, because we just got to always tweak on that little thing. But nice chill day, and we'll be back in it tomorrow.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, Trooper Steve.
I'll see you.
See you soon. So today there's a big job fair in Orange County to try to fill some of these open positions for bus drivers with Orange County Public Schools. They need to hire about 100 drivers. News 6's Ezzy Castro has more on some of the bonuses to hopefully get more drivers signed up.
How was the first week of school? I mean, I can't believe it just like that. Now we have one week down.
Yep, another 175 days to go.
Only 175
but
days.
Nobody's counting.
The first week of school is done, but the work to search for more workers continues at Orange County Public Schools. Today, Transportation Services is holding a job fair in an effort to recruit about 100 bus drivers along with mechanics. It's happening here at the Hanging Moss Bus Compound location.
And we're continually searching for drivers. The average age of our drivers is reaching the retirement age, so we're losing a few drivers every month due to retirement, so we need to replenish that core of people coming in. We're looking for about 100 drivers.
Senior Director Bill Wen says this is the time to join the team, since the county is offering $8,000 in bonuses for this school year and another $8,000 for next school year. That's also on top of other bonuses available for current and new bus drivers.
We also have incentives for safe driving, perfect attendance, and also what we call a combo bonus, where those routes that do not have a driver, other drivers are willing to fill in and cover those.
So we'll keep you posted on how that goes. Hopefully they can put a dent in some of those openings they need to fill. When it comes to schools, also some school board races that are happening right now. And so there are 40 candidates running for different school board positions across Central Florida in 9 different counties. So this is a big sweep of change that could potentially happen through this new leadership. But what do these different candidates bring to the table? What do parents want to see brought to the table when it comes to the leadership of these school boards? News 6's Eric Sandoval investigates.
At this Orange County pizza shop, the pies here are being served with a side of politics.
It is edible, it's definitely edible.
Playa Pizza took the place of a traditional conference room and hosted a question and answer session for a Central Florida school board candidate.
The internet's a pretty great source, but in person's also pretty nice as well.
I think sometimes watching things on TV, you don't necessarily get to ask what you want to hear. So I think being able to have the opportunity to talk to someone like that in a casual environment, it's very warm and welcoming. I think it allows for open dialogue.
So what do the people running for school board want? Well, that depends on the candidate. News 6 actually combed through the platforms of all 46 candidates running for school board in Central Florida's 9 counties. 46% said that they wanted to improve school safety. More than a third said fiscal responsibility, keeping the teachers they have, and giving parents a say in what was happening in the classroom were important. At the bottom of the list, banning critical race theory, political indoctrination, and pushing for more choice in which schools kids can attend. Now it's time for you to decide. We put the links to all of the candidates running for local school board races on our website, clickorlando.com. Just look for the investigators. In Orlando, Eric Sandoval, getting results. News 6.
All righty. So all that information, like he said, right there for you on clickorlando.com so you can take a closer look. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with Apopka's dog mayor named Asher. Second term as dog mayor of Apopka, and it's for a great cause, but we're so happy to have you, Christina and Asher, this morning. And, tell people more about Asher and what the dog mayor title entails if they haven't heard of it.
Of course. So Asher is a search and rescue dog that works with the Apopka Police Department. This is his second term as the Apopka Dog Mayor. And some of his responsibilities include promoting things that are happening within the Apopka community, as well as speaking out on behalf of the animals that live within the local area. So a lot of times you can find Asher at any sort of festivals, concerts, business openings, those sort of things. He likes to keep busy around town.
And so this is his second term, and this essentially is a way to raise money for the area animal rescues. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. So how the election works is that each candidate has to select a local animal rescue to support. And each dollar raised is one vote. So essentially, Asher raised the most money for his rescue, which this year was Heartland Haven Foundation. He raised over $9,900. In total, for all 4 rescues, this year's campaign raised over $22,800.
So that's a lot of money, but it is desperately needed. Can you explain the need when it comes to the rescues and why this is so important?
So it's different for every rescue, but Heartland, like for us, Heartland Haven was really important to us because they provide equine therapy to those that may not be able to afford such a specialty therapy. But it was also really important to us because they have recently been focusing on helping provide therapy to foster children. And we have a history of fostering youth, and I work in the child welfare system. And it's just being able to provide services like that and continue to support animals in need in the local area. It's just, especially with this economy, everybody needs a little bit of help, and every dollar matters. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
he's very excited. These little pieces of cake.
Oh, hi, Asher. And so when we look at a lot of the great things happening in Apopka, this is part of the Main Street Apopka program. So tell us more about that and how it works.
So there are other programs within Main Street Apopka. So Main Street Apopka is working on bringing more community, more events, kind of just to bring that community environment together. And the Apopka Dog Mayor program is just part of that. So again, like that's why Asher is trying to bring focus to and some levity to some of the programs that are happening. Everybody's always, looking out for him. Again, just trying to bring that sense of, bringing people together to have fun, to get out with your family, to get out with your dogs, enjoy what the city of Apopka has to offer.
Mm-hmm. And there's so many exciting new things happening, and it just keeps growing. And so when it comes to continuing to support this program, so Asher was already elected, so he's the 2025 Apopka Dog Mayor, but the fundraising efforts do continue, so there's other ways people can give and support the animal rescues through this program.
Yes, ma'am. So this year we are doing what we are calling a Paw It Forward campaign. So this year, Asher, since he was so successful at raising funds during his campaign, we are going to continue to raise funds during his terms. And those funds are going to be donated to the rescue of the winning candidate for next year. Our goal this year is to hopefully raise $5,000, but if we can do more than that, we would love to pass that on to next year's Apopka Dog Mayor's rescue.
That's awesome. And so we're bound to bump into you around town. So where are you guys headed next? What's on the schedule?
You can usually find us like at the 5th Street downtown Apopka area, usually on the weekends. He has a Yappy Hour coming up at the Apopka Hilton at the end of the month. If you happen to hear of any festivals that are happening at the Kitland Nelson Park, he's definitely going to be there for sure.
All right. Well, we can't wait to hopefully run into you. And again, you want people to paw it forward. So they can go to apopkadogmayor.com for more on that.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, it was wonderful to have you on, Christina. So I'll let you and Asher get on over to breakfast or whatever's next.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So the Little League World Series continues, and the Lake Mary All-Stars are still out there in Williamsport. They want to take it all the way. They are on fire. And so we have a story that we want to bring you about an umpire. And so Orlando City Commissioner Robert Stewart was one of 16 umpires who earned a spot to call the 2005 Little League World Series. So actually News 6 anchor Lisa Bell caught up with him about that experience.
This is what my kids gave me to remember it by. And then, of course,
cool. When you walk into Orlando City Commissioner Robert Stewart's office,
the Sentinel did a full-page spread.
You might expect to see a lot of mementos from the City Beautiful.
This represents the the Little League World Series pins that are there.
But here, you'll also find plenty of keepsakes from America's favorite pastime.
It's a big deal, and it's a big deal for a variety of reasons.
Stewart was selected to represent the Southeast region on Team Blue in 2005.
It's a big deal among your peers because everybody's trying to, if you're umpiring and you're good at it, you want to go to the next level, and the next level always eventually is Williamsport. The second reason it's a big deal is that you only can do Williamsport one time.
A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a grand slam, you might say, in a 56-year career as a Little League volunteer umpire.
And you mentioned earlier you were the first person from Central Florida to umpire.
To do Williamsport.
Wow.
Yeah, it was top. And the short story behind it was I'd put my name in for 10 years. And the rule is that if you don't get selected within 10 years, you're not going to get selected.
But on that 10th attempt, Stewart clinched a spot on the umpire roster, eventually working 9 games, including 2 behind the plate. He manned second base during the final game, a moment forever chronicled in Sports Illustrated.
This is a picture of the walk-off home run. I'm on second base, and the guy from Hawaii hits his home run, and I swear it was going to knock my head off. It was a line drive right over my head, and then I come back in, and my task at second base here is to do nothing but watch, make sure he tags the bag, and that's all I do. And here's a picture from Lomity Stadium looking down from the top. It was in the Sports Illustrated.
What would your advice be to the team from Lake Mary as they embark on this?
My advice is to enjoy it. They're going to want to go up there and they're going to want to win everything. And every team that's up there wants to win everything, and every team that's up there thinks they can. But when they come back, they ought to come back with a memory that says, this was fun.
Great advice there. So we'll be rooting them on, and so there are several teams left in that lineup. I have the bracket right here, and following along with that, lots of international teams as well still in the running, but we are rooting for Lake Mary to take it all the way. So stay tuned all this week for updates. Justin Wormuth is still out there, so we'll have some more exciting stories on the All-Stars coming up. Now we want to tell you about the expansion of Broadband. There's a new initiative to serve those underserved areas, and News 6's Mark Lehman has more on this program being launched in Orange County.
Providing internet services to rural areas has been a challenge all over the United States.
The issue of internet access is one Mayor Jerry Deming says was brought to the forefront during the pandemic. And with that, Orange County is announcing an initiative that's bridging the digital divide.
As of today, we've brought high-speed internet to more than 1,340 homes or households throughout Orange County.
Through funding from the American Rescue Plan Act, broadband connectivity has been expanded to homes in South Apopka, as well as Bithlo and Christmas in East Orange County. This area in South Apopka is where hundreds of homes will have access to high-speed internet, and those who live here say it's definitely needed. Barbara Barnes says the announcement will have a big impact to many in her community.
We definitely need the high-speed internet, especially when you're going online trying to do job searches and different things. You gotta have it.
And through a partnership with Charter Communications, there are affordability options for low-income families.
So if something's gonna come into South Apopka in our community where everyone is gonna benefit from it at a low cost, I'm for it.
All of this is part of a commitment to increase connectedness across the county.
So any resident that signs up within the first year of the availability for 3 years gets that price protected at $19.99 if they meet those low income requirements.
In Orange County, Mark Lehman, getting results, News 6.
All righty. You know, if you want to go over to clickorlando.com, we have a new contest under the Insider page. We are giving away 5 packets of tickets to go see Disney on Ice, and that contest starts today. It's free to sign up to be an insider, and then you can enter for your chance to win as many times as you want, so good luck on that one. And that's going to do it for us for Breakfast with Bridgett. I'll see you back here at 7:30 tomorrow on News 6 Plus and clickorlando.com, and a little bit later today at noon for News 6 at noon.